Leonard jumper with 6.1 seconds left gives Spurs 107-105 win over Wizards. Final, Spurs 107, Wizards 105. Kawhi Leonard sinks a jumper near the elbow with 6.1 seconds left to lift the silver and black to their 16th victory of the season. The Spurs are now 16-4 and the Wizards drop to 6-12. Fourth quarter, 24.4, Wizards 103, Spurs 102. Timeout. Fourth quarter, 146, Spurs 100, Wizards 98. Fourth quarter, 9:24, Spurs 88, Wizards 78. SA is on a 17-4 run. End of third quarter, Spurs 80, Wizards 74. The silver and black ended the quarter on a 9-0 run. Third quarter, 4:09, Wizards 71, Spurs 71. Down 71-67, San Antonio ties the game with a long two by Pau Gasol and drive to the bucket by Manu Ginobili. Third quarter, 5:52, Wizards 68, Spurs 64. The silver and black tied the game at 64 on two free throws by Nikola Provitola, but haven't been able to regain the lead. Halftime, Wizards 60, Spurs 57. Manu Ginobili beats the buzzer with a three-pointer, cutting Washington's lead to 3 points. First half notes: the Spurs haven't led since Kawhi Leonard hit a three-pointer to make it 5-3. The Wizards led by as many as 11 points in the first half. Leonard and Pau Gasol lead the silver and black in scoring with 13 points apiece. LaMarcus Aldridge has 11 points and is the only other Spur in double figures. Both teams shot well in the first two quarters. The Wizards made 52.1%, 25-48, of their shots from the field, including 66.7%, 3-6, from beyond the arc. The Spurs shot 52.4%, 22-42, overall and 45.5%, 5-11, from the three-point line. Bradley Beal and Marcin Gortat led Washington in scoring with 13 and 12 points, respectively. Second quarter, 2:08, Wizards 53, Spurs 50. Second quarter, 5:59, Wizards 41, Spurs 38. End of first quarter, Wizards 28, Spurs 24. Manu Ginobili hits a jumper right before the buzzer to cut Washington's lead to 4 points. First quarter, 2:48, Wizards 22, Spurs 14. First quarter, 5:13, Wizards 18, Spurs 9. The silver and black have looked flat in the early going. Pre-game notes: Spurs point guard Tony Parker will miss the game against the Washington Wizards with a left quad contusion, the club announced Friday night. Parker has missed 6 of the Spurs' first 19 games with soreness in his right knee or to rest. Rookie Nikola Provitola will start in Parker's spot. It will be Provitola's second start, but his first with the team's 4 other starters. Spurs coach Greg Popovich was asked what has impressed him most about rookie forward Davis Bertans, who has shown a penchant for hitting three-pointers. "I would say that he's handled just being in the NBA really well," Popovich said. "He doesn't seem to be intimidated at all. He doesn't seem nervous. He doesn't seem like he's worried about making a mistake. He's just played the game and he's shot the ball. A lot of guys, they get in the game." We're still talking to John Simmons. "I think he turns down a lot of shots. Davis is different. If he sees any kind of daylight, he lets it fly. I think that's good. He's confident and he's aggressive. I think that's probably the best thing about him." Spurs game day, silver and black back at home Friday night. Wizards, 6-11, versus Spurs, 15-4. Tip-off, 7:30 p.m., Friday, AT&T Center. Wizards' last game, lost to OKC 126-115, Wednesday, OKC. Spurs' last game, beat Dallas 94-87, Wednesday, Dallas. Notable: Spurs are 11-0 on the road, 4-4 at home. San Antonio: the Washington Wizards will have the Spurs right where they want them Friday night, at the AT&T Center. The Silver and Black ended a 3-game road trip last Saturday with a 112-100 victory in Washington, but the Wizards can take solace in how well opponents have fared in San Antonio early in the season. The Spurs, 15-4, are 11-0 on the road, but a mediocre 4-4 on their home court. The Silver and Black lost their last game at the AT&T Center, 95-83 to Eastern Conference bottom feeder Orlando on Tuesday, but bounced back with a 94-87 win in Dallas the next night. San Antonio became just the third team in NBA history to start the season 11-0 on the road, following last year's Warriors, 14-0, and the 1969-70 Knicks, 12-0. That the Spurs have struggled to win at home consistently has been perplexing, considering last season's team went 41 and tied the 1985-86 Boston Celtics for the best single-season home record in league history. The Silver and Black took their last lead, 54-53, against Orlando with 8:17 left in the third quarter. The game slipped away after that. The Magic outscored SA 22-10 the rest of the period to take a 75-64 lead into the final quarter. "It seemed that we couldn't catch up in the fourth quarter," said Spurs center Pau Gasol, who finished with 6 points, 6 rebounds and 3 assists. "They opened up the game in the third quarter, and we couldn't catch up. We just weren't making enough shots and plays for us to get going. We are going to have to do a much better job of just starting off the game, setting the tone early, not allowing these teams to get any type of confidence early." It was only Tuesday, but Gasol already was looking ahead to the team's next home game Friday night. "They come here and they don't expect to win, but once they see an opportunity, they see a window, they jump right through it and it is costing us games," he said, referring to the Spurs' opponents. "We are going to have to approach the next game at home against Washington with a much more aggressive mentality." Veteran guard Manu Ginobili also addressed the problems the Spurs have had at home. "We've got to try to see what is going on," he said. "We'll be watching video often and we've got to fix it." Patty Mills scored 15 of his team-high 23 points in the fourth quarter to rally the Silver and Black to victory on Wednesday in Dallas. Leonard added 21 points. The Spurs overcame a 13-point deficit. Rookie Nikola Provitola started at point guard for Tony Parker, who was held out for rest. Gasol, rest, and Ginobili, rest, did not make the trip to Dallas. Dwayne Dedmon got his first start as a Spur, subbing for Gasol. Friday night's game will be the Silver and Black's last at home until December 10th, when they host Brooklyn. The Spurs start a 3-game road trip Monday in Milwaukee. Washington is coming off a 125-115 overtime loss to the Thunder on Wednesday in Oklahoma City. Bradley Beal led the Wizards with 31 points and John Wall finished with 15 points and 15 assists. Next up for Spurs, at Milwaukee, Monday, 7 p.m. Next home game for Spurs, versus Brooklyn, December 10th, 7:30 p.m.